This was a strange fighter jet. Its number was all 13 from beginning to end. And in previous missions, the fighter jet had been attacked. But when they dragged the jet back, they found that all the crew members and soldiers were killed, but the jet was still in perfect condition. So everyone thought this was a cursed fighter jet. The pilots were unwilling to fly it. The cursed 13th fighter jet stayed in the hangar until the arrival of this new recruit. Since rookie pilots were only allowed to fly the jets that others didn't want, this cursed 13th fighter jet fell into the hands of the female pilot. Soon, she and the 13th fighter jet began their first mission. This time, she was assigned as the lead plane. If there was a fight with the enemy during the mission, the enemy would surely target the lead plane first. So this was a mission that might not have a return. The 13th fighter jet was the first to land at the target location. The Marines inside the plane quickly ran outside to set up a perimeter. Just as the other two fighter jets landed, the weapons officer noticed that the enemy fighter jet had turned on its fire control radar. But before the female pilot could warn them, the enemy fighter jet launched an attack. In just a moment, the plane next to them was completely destroyed. The pilot of the other plane saw this and immediately pulled up, but he was hit the next second. The female pilot called all the Marines in the 13th fighter jet and told them to get back inside immediately, because after the enemy fighter jet turned around, the next target would be the 13th fighter jet. As soon as the Marines were seated, she immediately started the plane. Unexpectedly, there was still one lone Marine left behind, but she couldn't stop now. She just hoped that the Marine could catch up in time. At this moment, the enemy fighter jet had already turned around and fired missiles at them. In this critical moment, the Marine leaped forward and jumped into the plane. At the same time, the female pilot immediately fired several chaffs to intercept the enemy's missiles, but the plane began to fall vertically. At the last moment, the female pilot managed to pull the plane up, but then she was met with a burst of gunfire from the enemy fighter jet. The female pilot fired chaffs to intercept while also telling the weapons officer to start the rapid-fire cannon above. But because there were too many columns below, the cannon couldn't hit the enemy. They even almost got knocked down by the debris from the gunfire. Seeing this situation, she suddenly had an idea. She immediately told the weapons officer to shoot at the columns beside them. Soon, the columns began to collapse in large pieces and hit the enemy fighter jet. In this way, she and the 13th fighter jet successfully brought the team back to the base safely. In the next 19 missions with the 13th fighter jet, there was not a single case of a pilot being killed. From then on, the cursed 13th fighter jet became the lucky 13th fighter jet.